The Demon's Lair. Chapter 1. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. The rain drenched Elizabeth's cloak as she walked back home after Sunday's sermon. Her thoughts wandered back to the gossip that she heard in the church. Women whispering in hushed voices about the number of people, especially women and children, going missing over the past few weeks. The disappearances started from the time when a young boy saw something odd by the river. The boy reported to the elders about a man's body floating downstream, and with the help of nearby people, they had fished out the body. The body was in pretty bad condition. It was as if some animal had its fill and then threw the remaining carcass into the river. Upon looking at the body, one of the priests mentioned that it was a moonless night yesterday and this could only be the work of the devil. No animal has that kind of bite marks. The way the flesh is torn is neither animalistic nor human. Elizabeth was a woman in her mid-20s who loved listening to horror stories, but her mind was disturbed upon hearing the news. She thought that they were only rumors and probably some animal like a bear or wolf had eaten the man. She never believed in anything without evidence. It could also be the work of some criminal who staged it as something devilish. After all, man can be the cruelest if he wants to be. Elizabeth's life had been an example of it. "Eliza. My child." Father Damien called out to her. Elizabeth stopped in her tracks and looked back at Father Damien. "My child, the devil gets stronger in the absence of light. I advise you not to step a foot out of your house for even the smallest thing after the sun sets. You've heard the number of disappearances this small village has been affected with. People come to the church to seek help, and at this time, even we are helpless. Without the help of God, man can do nothing," Father Damien said while patting Elizabeth on the head. Father Damien knew that Elizabeth was a good child. He had seen her grow up into a strong woman, and he was hoping that she would not fall into the clutches of evil. For no one knew what that thing was. He just knew that he had seen it once lurking outside the home of Andrew, the village tailor whose home was situated by the river. Sweat broke out on Father Damien's forehead on reliving the scene. It shook him to his core. He quickly excused himself and went back into the church. Elizabeth was the daughter of a blacksmith. Her father once used to travel a lot, but his heart held onto his home. He loved Edenwood a lot. Edenwood was a beautiful village with a lot of small springs and a river. Elizabeth's home was also by the river. And across the river, it was the woods. The dark woods had music of their own. Elizabeth would often hear the soft rustle of leaves during windy nights. Sometimes, the shrill of owls and the growl of an animal hunting at night. Elizabeth used to play violin during the evenings while sitting on the porch of her house. She had a strong affinity for cold and loneliness. Never had her heart been scared of the darkness. She was only bothered by the part where she couldn't play violin on her porch anymore. But if one comes to think of it, her house was situated right across the woods and she played her instrument every night. Why wasn't she attacked? She thought. For more updates, don't forget to follow my channel, Thoughts of a Muddlehead. Thank you.